Shop.
Welcome to Tales Tomorrow. I am Morrow, your storyteller for today, and with me I have a special guest coming back again. Meet Mary again. Say hi.
Hi.
No, not you, them. They gotta say hi to you.
Oh. Die.
Please don't die. Guys, I'm gonna need another co-host. I think Mary's gonna die.
I'm already dead on the inside.
That makes two of us. Anyway, let's go ahead and get some RPG horror stories together for today.
Weird DM tries to force my friend into getting freaky with a wolf. Hi! A couple of weeks ago I decided to play some D&D with two of my friends, and somebody that one of my friends knew did warn me that the guy he knew was a bit weird, but I thought he wasn't gonna be that weird. When we started playing, it started out like a normal game of D&D. We meet in a tavern, we introduce ourselves, we're able to get a quest which was fairly simple. All we had to do was retrieve a tamer's wolves that were in the woods, so once we find the wolves, we're able to get all except one. This is where things tend to get a bit gross. The wolf rips off my friend's character's clothes and pounces on him. Everyone looks up at the DM speechless except for one person. My friend. He yells at the DM, but I could barely understand what he even said because of how loud he was. The only thing I could understand is where he calmed down a bit and called him an effing bee.
I think the DM kind of wanted the player to be the bee in the situation, because I'm pretty sure they're gonna get dogged by the wolf. Is it too many puns? I think it's too many puns, right?
After my friend was done yelling, the DM said that he did nothing wrong, and after he said that, everyone was just mad, and we all left. Me and my two friends never talked, so I even mentioned him after that, but I'm just stunned about how many creeps and weirdos play D&D.
The creeps and weirdos are an exception, but holy shit, they are a really bad when it comes to being an exception.
With the title, I thought it was gonna get worse.
I mean, that's as bad as it gets. You literally have a DM. Imagine a DM literally putting you in a story, right, in the session where you have to find wolves, and one of the wolves goes full on raw dog form. Is that a good way to censor?
The way they worded it, it didn't sound like it happened. It just sounded like they ripped the clothes off and then jumped at him and was like, oh, like I don't know if it actually happened or they thought it was gonna happen. I don't know.
If the wolf is going for the character's clothes, why the hell would a wolf go for a character's clothes? I mean, that's kind of implying this DM wants to get the character naked. The wolf doesn't have to go for the clothes. The wolf can just not go for the clothes, you know?
True. Unless it was a druid in disguise.
Well, if it's a wolf, if it's a druid in disguise, that's even worse then. Why the fuck is a druid trying to rip off someone's clothes off? Unless they're being weird and pervy about it.
I don't know, druids can be weird, man.
Okay, I know you're weird, but like not that sort of weird. Clearly it's implying that like, why else would a wolf try to declothe somebody?
Makes you think, how far would you have gone with it?
That's the problem. You don't know these sort of DMs.
Worse.
I'm glad the player spoke up, but you don't know these sort of DMs, right? There's 100,000 different ways to describe that. Your player got attacked. When you go to the point of describing, oh, the wolf is tearing your clothes off and you're naked, you know, that's kind of crossing a line, because like, what else is the wolf gonna do now that you're naked? It's not the act happened, but it's definitely a lead up. It's an implication towards that.
If it ripped their clothes off, it means they don't have AC anymore, which means they don't have protection. It's even worse.
Do you think if you if you have like a boning in D&D, does wearing a condom bring up your AC? Wait, do you have to roll to like have sex with someone? Does a condom add one AC towards that? You have to find out if you get
pregnant or not.
Jesus Christ.
You get an advantage roll or the advantage roll if you wear a condom. Disadvantage if you don't.
What if they're tied up in bondage?
I don't know. Like, are they still doing it safe or
Either
what?
way, the one way to make your players feel a little bit weirded out is by saying, oh, the enemy that you're fighting tears your clothes off and now you're naked, or something along the lines of that. Don't go for the player's clothes unless that specific item is like a magical item and they're being damaged. But even then, you probably wouldn't be like, oh, your magical breastplate is now like damaged and it shatters in pieces and your breasts fall out. That'd just be weird, you know? No, stop touching yourself, please.
Moral of the story, don't bone animals. There we go. Perfect.
That's like a side moral. Moral of the story, don't be a weird, creepy DM that forces your players to have their clothes be turned off by monsters. Unless it's the kind of game you're running and everybody is consenting to it. Do whatever you want at your table, but let people know ahead of time what you plan to do at your table so that they're at least aware of what's gonna happen. Don't just surprise them with weird wolves tearing clothes off. There's a lot of commentary behind that. Alright, let's get to the next one. Misogynist Jerk drives me from a game before it even starts. My campaign of a year and a half wrapped up early this month, and our group is taking a break for a bit due to the DM needing to be out of country for a few months because of work. This left me looking around on Roll20 for other games to fill the void. I found one that seemed promising. The poster said they were a paid DM who was looking for run a free game because they had ideas they were just that excited about. The setting was going to be the Forgotten Realms, and that they had a good knowledge of the lore that they wanted to weave into the story. I like free and the realms, so this sounded great to me. I applied, got in, and was really excited. The cast of characters in the story tale goes like this. Me, I just wanted to play a druid. Hey, look at that, another druid.
Huh?
I said,
looking at me like that.
I don't know, waiting for you to say something. As a druid in the story.
Oh, I just went A, and then you just continued looking at me.
I didn't hear
Did
you
it
go
not pick
A,
up?
no, not at all.
Oh, I went A. Someone like picking God damn it.
Well, DM, the guy who got my hopes up. Unlucky. You'll soon see why. Quiet guy. Didn't say much, but it was important the few times he did. Teen. Part of the problem. Jerk. The main problem. So, a few hours before the game, the DM was confirming everyone would make it and reminding people to have their sheets ready to go in Roll20, and that there were a stickler for that. Teen kicks off our problems by posting weird rambles about Skyrim mods, poems about watches, I kid you not, and complaining about how little allowance he gets from his parents. This was advertised as an 18+ game, but I was leery of letting someone who was obviously a minor in one things, but it wasn't my call. For whatever reason, the DM didn't kick Teen for trolling us or whatever he was trying to do. Eventually, it was almost time to start the game, and naturally, despite being repeatedly told to have character ready to go in Roll20, Unlucky and Teen hadn't done so. Unlucky had also rolled truly awful stats, so even though he said no rerolls, the DM wanted to give Unlucky another chance since his character would have been trash otherwise. That is genuinely nice of the DM. I personally would hate to, I'm fine with rolling stats, but I would really hate it if a player got really low rolls and that was stuck between lesser of 2 evils or 3 evils or whatever. It just doesn't make the game fun. It can definitely add a lot of challenge, sure, and some people are perfectly fine with having some stats be abysmal, sure, and that's completely fine. It's up to the players and stuff. It's to each their own. Each table runs it differently. Jerk was vehemently opposed to this idea and started going about how this is not acceptable. Raw is law, and about how honor was on the line. Honor in rolling stats? I don't know if there's anything really honorable about, rolling stats and stuff. I mean, it's just dies, that's all it is. Quiet guy and I suggested letting Unlucky just take standard array, and Teen was too busy trying to figure Roll20 to say much. Ultimately, Unlucky raised the white flag and just accepted his shitty rolls and started to make his character sheet. Damn, what a sport. I hopped in the voice chat and Jerk was the only one there. I sighed at how bad a start things were off to. Jerk asked me what was bothering me and I expressed my concerns. A response was something like, "How delicate are you? If something like this bothers you, how do you survive even going down to the convenience store?" Because you're spending your free time investing into a game and you are putting yourself in there. I mean, when you're a player or a DM for a game, you're putting a lot of your time, a lot of your free time that you could be doing literally anything else at all into a game that could either go really well or it could go really poorly. And if there are a lot of red flags ahead of time about problems here and there, then yeah, I'll believe me worried. I'll think that I'm going into a show and I probably want to join in myself.
I don't like this already.
After railing against Unlucky, I had my reservations about Jerk, but this confirmed for me I was not going to have an easy time getting along with this guy. I ignored his comment and hoped the DM would set down some behavior ground rules once we were ready to go. While we waited on Teen and Unlucky to make their characters, there was some chatting. Jerk went on about how he'd been DMing for 20 years and warned DM he was going to do a bunch of drugs shortly in what I hoped was a bad joke. If you've been DMing for 20 years, you probably understand that disruptions at the table are probably not a good thing to have, so...
I know some people like drink and take drugs to like take anxiety away, like to make them feel better, but he's just doing it just to do it.
Yeah, he's just kind of doing just because like he's like, yeah, whatever, I'm gonna just party it up, shoot up whatever drug. What's a drug? Sandwiches. He's shooting up sandwiches into his main vein.
Oh my god, you're so down with the kids.
That's how drain the main vein into his dick. He's shooting up sandwiches into his dick hole. I didn't realize he even said main vein until it was too late. I'm not putting sandwiches down your throat. You do it yourself.
You're not gonna make me a sandwich?
I will make you a sandwich, sure. But like, I'm not gonna feed it to you.
Feed me, Daddy.
Don't say it like that, please. That's weird.
Daddy won't feed me.
That's weird. Let's get back to the story. He asked Teen how old he was, to which Teen responded that he was 15. Jerk next asked if Teen had a girlfriend, to which the clearly uncomfortable Teen said no. That was Jerk's signal to go, you gotta hit the weights, man. Do that and you'll get some bitches. Listen to me. I'm trying to help you here. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be like physically fit and stuff and be attractive. It's always good to work on yourself. That's completely fine, but it's why is it phrased in such a way?
Oh my god, my G. Go do some weight lifts. Get those
you
females.
Gotta just lift them weights. You gotta attract them females. You gotta get them femoids. Another word I learned, I forgot that somebody came up with a word of femoid. Bro, you gotta get them femoids. Gotta get them gains, man.
One of those guys with like a really bad personality.
Or really anxious. He's probably
like,
just hella anxious and he doesn't know what the hell to say and he's trying to kind of seem cool but failing desperately.
Maybe. Yeah, like, maybe he's trying to help in his own way, but he's coming across as rude.
This was the first time Jerk used bitches as another word for women, and sadly, it would not be the last. I wish I had something then, but I was still hoping DM would deal with things once we were all ready. I'm sure you can guess how that panned out by this point, since I'm telling the story here. Anyway, Jerk then turned to Unlucky and asked where he was from, as he sounded mad foreign. Unlucky explained he was from Singapore. Jerk started going on about canning people and buying black market gum. Unlucky, to his credit, stayed cool and just said the laws there weren't as bad as people sometimes thought they are. Just after that, Jerk suddenly dropped from the call. It was unclear if he had left or just had a technical issue. I took the opportunity to tell the DM I thought Jerk had been acting really inappropriate and disrespectful, and Quiet Guy spoke up and echoed my feelings. DM asked if we thought we should kick Jerk, to which we said yes. Unlucky and Teen stayed out of it, so that might be why the DM didn't say anything one way or the other. Sometimes you don't want to specifically be like, yeah, let's kick this jerk out. This jerk is the worst. Sometimes people are just really shy and they have a really difficult time to say out loud that, yeah, I would like to have him be kicked and stuff. You gotta be able to read the room, but clearly it seems like Jerk doesn't exactly add anything positive, and if two people in a party are already not liking Jerk, you may want to reconsider.
I would have been exactly the same as like the Quiet Guy. I would have, like, if something was wrong, I would have spoke up, but if, like, kick them out, I would feel bad, even if I know they're like doing bad stuff and like being bad to people. Like, I would still feel bad. I have to like block someone or ban someone from stuff, and it's hard to do it because like I still feel bad, and then other people tell me to do it, and I'm like, but I don't want to because like they haven't really done that much, you know. It's not been that bad, even though like I look back and they've done like so much. It's like, you'll never get rid of the feeling of just feeling bad for them because you never know what's going on their end too.
Sometimes it's not easy to face problems, but there is a moment and time and place to speak up whenever a problem occurs and let your feelings be heard. And if the DM is asking, hey, does this person make you feel uncomfortable? It's just probably better just to say, yeah, they do make me uncomfortable, and face the truth head on. Head on. Apply directly to the forehead. Head on. Apply directly to the forehead. I love how your hair moves when I do this.
I actually have that like right next to me too.
Yeah, I know.
We call it forehead though.
Jerk popped back in a few minutes later, having switched devices. Unlucky and Teen were finally finished with their character sheets, but Unlucky had stepped away because some hot dogs he'd ordered had arrived. He had to deal with the delivery guy. I swear, that is true.
I'm hungry right now too, so it doesn't help.
We should order some food after
Can I
this.
have your hot dog?
What does that imply? I'm gonna just keep reading.
You're...
People are gonna judge you so hard when they see this, by the way.
You're like fire.
They're gonna judge you so hard. They're gonna be like,
care.
oh my god, Mary's a freak.
Really, like...
God, she's a freak.
I am a
told you.
freak.
Unlucky was taken forever for God only knows what reason. Sir Jerk started up again. And to God, he said, anyone get any bitches this weekend? At this point, I was done with him and the DM for not booting the a-hole already. Can we not use bitches as a synonym for women? I snapped. Jerk replied with, seriously? If you're saying something like that, you must be the biggest? This clearly isn't a game for me. Later, I interrupted as I cut the call. I then immediately left the server and the Roll20 group. Good, I'm glad you fucking left. Sometimes there's a problem with players where they clearly notice there's a problem, and when the DM is completely inept in being able to take proper action to remove the problem, even though it's clearly a problem makes everybody feel uncomfortable, you remove yourself out of the situation, so good job on that.
Book it before everything gets worse, because if he's gonna continue like that, it's just gonna get worse from there.
It's a waste of effort to go out of your way to be a jerk, but to tolerate a jerk and just to be around the place where you clearly could be spending your time doing anything in the world, anything in the world better. I'm glad you got yourself out of that because you didn't waste your time. That's a good thing. I hate how clearly Jerk's words are burned into my mind because he's the absolute worst person I've ever encountered in my years of playing TTRPGs. I'm just glad I left when I did, as spending a few more hours around Jerk would have been hell. Instead, to get over my bad mood, I took the train into town and had a nice time doing some shopping. I don't know if there's any moral to this story, but if there is, I'd say it's don't be afraid to leave a game right away if someone is being unbearable.
I'm always like questioning, how would you stay that long if you've been through that much? Because I wouldn't be able to put up with it. I'd be stressed and crying. I would hate it.
Some cost fallacy. You invest a lot of time into it and you think that's like, oh, if I leave now, then all the time invested, it's just gonna be lost entirely. And any positive memories I made, I can't make any more positive memories because people tend to look on the bright side of things. People don't tend to just like overjudge people for like being a jerk or butthole or whatever, right? They just want to have a good time and they want to try to look in the bright side of things, like you talked about earlier with like kicking somebody or banning somebody from social media, I guess, or whatever, discords, what have you. You try to look at the bright side of things because you don't want to be the jerk in a situation, look at the wrong side of things because you feel guilty about it. And I think that's like that with most people. People don't want to feel guilty over something or bad over something. You don't want to come off as understanding because that's just a human thing to do. Not many people out there would just choose the jerk route, they'll choose the nicer route because they don't want to be dickheads themselves. They know what it's like dealing with, you know, jerks and stuff, and they don't want to do that same thing. You turn into a situation basically where you don't really get anything solved and you kind of get stuck with a problem and then you don't have the ability to get yourself out of it and just it sort of just kind of boggles down into a really crappy situation. You can't do much about it. Why are you touching my hand?
They kind of look like sausages.
They do look like sausages, you're right. They're big and fat and chunky.
Sorry.
You're good.
We were talking about hot dogs before and I was like looking at that and it's like, oh my god, your fingers look like sausages.
And that'll be all our stories for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the stories. I hope you enjoyed Mary's company. We'll be seeing y'all in future videos from then on. Feel free to leave feedback in the comment section below, like or whatever. And if you'd like to see more, consider hitting subscribe.
Bye.